Okay, so we're going to try some word problems. Just at the top here is some terminology for applications. We have an angle of elevation is between the horizontal. So horizontal is just looking out to the horizon, and it's going left to right or straight out from your eye. So this is a little eyeball over here. We have, that's my little eyeball over there. So our horizontal is just straight out from your eyesight, and then the angle being created between the horizontal and looking up is our angle of elevation. So this angle going upwards. Angle of depression is then from your eye, from your eye here, looking out, and it's the angle that gets created by looking downwards. So those two words you're going to see come up in a couple questions in a few minutes. So our first example here is we have a tree that casts an 8.5 meter tall, a tree that is 8.5 meters tall casts a shadow of 6 meters long. So you're about to see my brilliant drawing here. So here's my tree. Okay, so it's 8.5 meters tall, and here's the ground that it's sitting on, and it's casting a shadow along the ground. Okay, so we want to know what angle is the sun rays hitting the ground. So we know that the height here is 8.5, and we know the 6 is along the ground. So in order for us to figure out the sun's rays, it's coming down from here, because as you know, the sun must be in behind the tree for it to be casting a shadow on the ground. So we want to know the angle at which it is hitting the ground. So we want to know this angle right in here. This is going to be our theta. So if I take a look at this triangle I've just created, okay, my theta down in the corner, my 6 and my 8.5 on the side, we can go ahead and label what we know. So we know the hypotenuse is always the longest. This is going to be the opposite. It's across from theta, and our adjacent is on the ground. So we need to choose a trig ratio that has opposite and adjacent, because we don't know anything about that hypotenuse. And that's going to be our tan ratio. So tan theta is opposite over adjacent. And we're going to start filling that in because we want to solve for the angle theta. So opposite is the 8.5 over 6, and our theta value is going to be 8.5 divided by 6, and then you're going to use your tan inverse, or your tan to the -1, to solve for theta. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so my angle comes out to 54.7, so I'm going to round to 55 degrees. So since it's a word problem, we need a word answer. So therefore, the sun's rays hit the ground at 55 degrees. Pardon my messy writing there. Okay, so let's try the next one. We have Lauren is flying a kite. The length of the string is 40 meters, and the angle of elevation to the kite is 65 degrees. How high is the kite? Okay, so let's draw ourselves another little diagram over here. So we have the kite string here. Here's my kite up in the sky there. Okay, we have the kite string. Let me make that a little bit straighter there. Try again. So we have our kite string coming down here to the person holding it, and then directly under the kite, we're creating that 90-degree angle with the ground. Okay, it says the kite string is 40 meters long, so that's going to go along here. Here's my 40 meters. The elevation to the kite. Okay, so this is that angle of elevation. So from the person holding it and out, there's my horizontal, and I'm looking up at the kite. So there's my 65 right in there. Squeeze it in. Okay, so we want to know how high is the kite. So how high is this length here? Okay, so if I label my triangle, I have my hypotenuse, which is the 40. Okay, my opposite, which is the x, and my adjacent, which is the ground. So we want opposite and hypotenuse. We have the hypotenuse, we want the opposite, so there's our sine ratio, opposite over hypotenuse. and I'm going to plug in what I know. So 65 degrees is the angle of elevation. Opposite is x, it's unknown. Hypotenuse is 40. So when I solve for x, I'm going to multiply both sides by 40 and take the sine of 65. So I get 36.25, so we'll say 36.3. And then we just need a word answer for our word problem. So therefore, the kite is 36.3 meters high. Okay, so that's how we solve two of our word problems. Let's take a look what's on the next page. Okay, so this one is talking about using a clinometer. So a clinometer, I've just highlighted what that is over here. So a clinometer is just a measuring device that we use to measure angles of elevation, angles of depression. If we were in class, I would show you one, but you can look it up. It's kind of like what this guy's holding in his hand here. So it says you're standing at the top of a building and you are 500 meters high. So you're up here. So here's the building and here's the ground and you're up here. Okay, and you're using the kilometer. You sight the base of another building. So here's another building. Okay, and you're looking down at the base of it. Okay, at an angle of depression of 40. So the way the angle of depression works is here's my horizontal straight out this way and it's looking down. So that's my 40 out there. Okay, so it says how far apart are the two buildings? So we want to find this value here. How far apart are those two buildings? And I am 500 meters high, so we'll put that over here. 500 over there. So we have two options here. So we can go ahead and find this angle in here, okay, because this is going to be a 90-degree angle that we're creating at the top. We know 40 of it, so we can find this one. Or we can use this 40 and take a look. I'm going to use my highlighter here. Remember in grade 9 math when you learned the Z pattern? So here's our Z pattern. And if that 40 is at the top there, then I have also a 40 in the bottom here. Okay, so we can do this two ways. We can find this bottom value. This would be the adjacent using our 40 degrees there. Or we can use this angle up here of 50 because 90 is in that corner, and we can find the question mark using opposite over adjacent, which is our tan of 50. So I'm going to do that just because I have it already ready here. So I'm going to use my tan ratio because I have opposite and adjacent. I have tan of 50. Opposite is unknown, so that's x over 500. So let's go and multiply both sides by 500 and find the tan of 50 and get our answer. So I have 595.87, so I'm going to say 0.9. And therefore, give a therefore statement there. I'm just running out of space and I don't want to use up too much of my time. Okay, last one. Let's check out Jasmine here is planning to do some rock climbing. She scales the cliff. She paces off, before she scales the cliff, she paces off 100 meters. So here's the cliff that she's going to climb. It's very steep, and she's going to pace off 100 meters, okay, from the base of the cliff. So there's our 90 degrees angle there. She's going to use a clinometer to find the angle of elevation. So she points it at the cliff, and she's going to look up to the top of the cliff. So that's creating the angle of elevation there, okay, and that angle to the top is going to be 80 degrees, okay, so that's 80 down here. So we want to know how high is the cliff. So how tall is this cliff here? So we have opposite over adjacent again. So here's our tan ratio again. You'll notice you can use tan for word problems very, very often. So our opposite over adjacent, and I have tan of 80 degrees, opposite is x, adjacent is 100. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 100 and find the tan of 80. And I get 567.5. 0.12, we'll say 0.13, so 1 or 2 decimal places is plenty, approximate, and therefore give a therefore statement. And that is how we do word problems. So check those out, and I have a task for you guys I'm going to post along with this that involve word problems you can do over the weekend. Okay? Hope everybody's good, and keep sending me messages when you're unsure of anything, and keep checking the comments that I put with your assignments. Don't just look at what the mark was, whether it was good or yes or no or whatever the case. Make sure you read the comments, because there's often corrections that I need you to do. Okay? That's it. Bye for now.